All right, so we got Lil Pump thinks J. Cole's wrong. All right, bro. Let me tell you something. So I think this shit happened like 2019. Bro, I'm a big ass J. Cole fan, bro. I fuck with J. Cole, favorite artist of all time. And I think it was what? I think I was a freshman in high school. It's been 2 years since I graduated. I was a freshman in high school when all this shit started going on. Lil Pump was talking crazy on J. Cole, and then J. Cole had he sat down and talked to him. That shit was funny as fuck anyway. But okay, so we got this video by who is it? I'll tell you after. But we got Lil Pump thinks J. Cole's wrong. Let's see.
Some of the foresight that he was saying, not even necessarily about quote unquote falling off. You know what I mean? You don't think he predicted anything?
I don't think he predicted shit.
No, Lil Pump, my brother, you're
That boy's
definitely
tight.
in denial. Let's just call it like it is. I want to talk about this recent clip that's gone viral of Lil Pump, where he said that he doesn't think that J. Cole was right. At this point, you should know what we're referring to when Lil Pump and J. Cole's name comes up in a conversation. I'm, of course, talking about the 1985 effect, which people better start giving me credit for coining that term. For anyone who's not aware, I was the first person to come up with the term, and I gotta say it like that because everybody's throwing around the term, but nobody knows the source. Or actually, people know the source, but they don't want to give the source credit, right? I made a video on over 2 years ago, which has close to 2.5 million views, and I'll just leave it at that. But Lil Pump the other day was doing this interview with Bootleg Kev. Shout out to Kev, by the way. He conducts some great interviews, and he's very important to the hip-hop culture. But he was having this sit down with him, and Bootleg Kev brought up J. Cole's name. He talked about that interview Lil Pump had with J. Cole a few years back.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. J. Cole and Lil Pump sat down for an interview after Pump, of course, went at J. Cole and started the J. Cole movement. The conversation then went to a place where Bootleg Kev essentially asked Lil Pump if he thinks what J. Cole said as far as predicting the fall off of his career was true.
Look at him now,
that Lil Pump did not agree with that.
There's so many parts of that era of rap where like people got fame so fast, they were so young. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that was some of the foresight that he was saying, not even necessarily about quote unquote falling off. You know what I mean? You don't think he predicted anything?
I don't think he predicted shit.
No, that's fair.
I'm still here.
You're still here, 100%.
Lil Pump, man, we gotta talk, my brother. I don't think it's a big deal that you fell off. Honestly, it was expected. We all knew that Lil Pump would fall off at some point. I mean, it was only a matter of time. You put antics at the forefront, did a bunch of things that completely overshadowed the music. You did some of the most respected rappers in the industry. J. Cole being one of them, Eminem being another one as well.
Hey, fuck Eminem, you is lame as hell. Ain't nobody listening to your old ass. You lame as.
Nah, we know what happened last time somebody tried to diss Eminem type shit.
Honestly, I think Lil Pump is just the prime example of what happens when antics become the focal point of your career. This is one of those rappers who, since the day he came in the game, he was always doing a bunch of things that deflected from the music. And you know what the funny thing is? I think if Lil Pump actually had the music to back up the antics, he would most likely be relevant today. Lil Nas X is a good example who I just talked about the other day. Nas has, of course, partaken in antics as well, but I think one thing about him is just, I mean, he's so damn talented. He knows how to make some really good sounding records, and generally speaking, Lil Nas X used the antics to really just highlight his talent. So he's not an artist who's all about antics. He's an artist who just used antics for a period of time. Also, he's a marketing genius too, and there's a lot of strategy behind what he does, right? However, for Lil Pump, he's a rapper who just did a bunch of antics, and the music just wasn't good enough for people to stay interested. On top of that, let's not forget that Lil Pump blew up back in 2017 at the age of 16 or 17. His birthday is on August 17. Gucci Gang dropped on August 30th, 2017, so 17. But he blew up at the mere age of 17, which means 5 years later, obviously all of his teenage fans, you know, they all grew up. I gotta say, I did find Lil Pump somewhat entertaining when he initially came out. Now granted, he was on that ignorant clout chasing shit, but I gotta say, Pump was somewhat entertaining, so at least he had something going for him. J. Cole in 2018, of course, dropped KOD, the album. It came out on April 20, 2018. Pump around that time was doing really good. I mean, he was fresh off of Gucci Gang, was getting a lot of press in the media and whatnot. J. Cole had a couple things to say about rappers like Lil Pump, who was obviously very antic driven. 1985 is the song, and You already know what that song was about. J. Cole essentially took all the rappers who are on that cloud chasing shit to class by laying out the facts of what was going to happen in the future. Now your show's looking light because they don't show up, which unfortunately means the money slow up. This year we saw Smoke Perp going through just that. He was performing in front of 10 or 15 people. Yeah. Potato. J. Cole also touched on young rappers riding trends just to get hot again, just to fall off and be filled with regret. I mean, J. Cole was really preaching on his record. I still haven't seen any rapper of this stature, at least, predicting the future of the rap game the way he did. The thing about 1985 is, and this is why it's such a good and truthful record, the thing about it is J. Cole really went into detail how rappers like Lil Pump were gonna be affected by how they're moving. So he didn't just say they're gonna fall off. He said you're eventually gonna fall off because of this and this and this, and this is how that's gonna look, and this is how, you know, that's gonna happen, and then after that this is gonna happen, etc. So J. Cole was very specific with how he talked about it, which is the great thing about the song. Lil Pump is of course in denial about what J. Cole said though, and hey, it's cool if Lil Pump doesn't think that J. Cole was right. However, speaking from the numbers and, you know, where Pump is at right now career-wise, this is obviously laughable. And I think everybody realizes that Lil Pump fell off except for himself. I'll be honest, part of me thinks that Pump said that just because he's trying to...
Doesn't Lil Pump... Bro, I swear I seen somebody on Twitter say he be on OnlyFans now, bro. That's the definition you follow. No, dog, you gotta start something else to keep your name up. It's crazy.
Controversy. If that was the case, I guess he succeeded. Let's reiterate this once again though. J. Cole was right, J. Cole has always been right, and J. Cole will always be right. J. Cole made a prediction on 1985, almost 5 years ago, and all these years later, everything he talked about on our record has clearly manifested itself in the rap game. All the rappers who are on that cloud chasing wave, they've all fallen off. No question about it. Anyway, what do you think about what Lil Pump said before you click off?
Hey, what can I say? J. Cole was right, man. I feel like this new like wave of rappers that are coming up and shit. They refuse to take like advice from the older generation, the vets, and shit like they happen. See, but I knew this shit was gonna happen anytime soon, bro. Like, and has anybody even heard the record of Lil Pump in the past 4 or 5 years? No. That's just crazy though. I mean, that's what J Cut does, man. Hey, W video.